Out of all the biopics to have ever come out in the history of Hollywood, I never thought I'd read the words based on the Twitter thread that went viral. But anyway, this is my review of Zola. A struggling waitress agrees to accompany an exotic dancer, her put-upon boyfriend, and her mysterious and domineering roommate on a road trip to Florida to seek their fortune at a high-end strip club, but their trip soon turns wild. Now, I didn't read the Twitter thread, I stayed purposefully away to be surprised by the film. Hopefully. But before I offer you my thoughts, I want to know what you think. Did you read the Twitter thread? What did you think of it? Did you see the movie? Throw it all in the comments below. How do the two compare? Let me know all your thoughts, ideas, and start the conversation. It is always the most important part. And while you're down there, if you're new to the channel, first of all, thank you so much for clicking on this video. It means the world to me that you check this out. Why don't you consider clicking the subscribe button? It helps the channel a ton, does wonders to put the content out there, and you'll join a beautiful film fan community. Going into this film, I was not excited and I wanted to be proven wrong, and on a certain level I was. This is a beautifully shot film filled with gorgeous cinematography, incredible lighting work, and it was shot on film. It is full of grain. I love how it looks. I love that it was shot on film. I love movies shot on film. I just want to make that clear. I love it. I love how this movie looks. It looks gritty. It looks raw. It's beautiful. It's like you're there watching all of these events unfold while never participating on them. And I think everyone on the cast is fully committed to this. I think everyone does the best job they can. They do a really good job sometimes, especially Colman Domingo, who is relishing this role. He plays someone who has a fake American accent. Their true dialect is speaking with a Jamaican accent, and I think he does an incredible job. Sometimes he has to go insane on camera, and he's just a masterful actor. Just put Colman Domingo in more stuff. I want to see him in literally everything. Unfortunately, however, as a whole, this film didn't prove me wrong. I was constantly uninterested in the story. It didn't win me over throughout the runtime of the film. I was bored through a lot of it. It feels uneventful. There is one scene nearing the end where I felt everything this film wanted me to feel. I felt bothered, I felt uncomfortable, I felt sorry for a certain character in the film. Apart from that, I just didn't care about anything. There was no tension. I didn't care about any of these characters. Most of them are completely unlikable. Some of them I don't just necessarily like. I know virtually nothing about them. And as we follow this genuinely insane journey through Florida, I just didn't grow to care about them. I just didn't see them growing as characters. Now, that's a danger. When it comes to real-life events being portrayed or filmed, you don't necessarily get arcs sometimes. One of the best films in the past few years to be a biopic and not necessarily have an arc for their characters is a film called Stronger, with Jake Gyllenhaal and Tatiana Maslany. That film didn't have grandiose arcs for their characters, but it still worked on an emotional, compelling, and relatable level. This film just doesn't. I know as much about these people at the ending of the film as I did in the beginning, apart from this one event. And it just goes to show that not everything needs to be a film. I'm sure the Twitter thread is extremely entertaining to read, and it doesn't take you an hour and a half to do so. I'm sure if this had happened to someone you know, and they sat down with you, you talked about this insane thing that happened to them in one night or during one weekend, at a dinner table, over a meal, or as you're just hanging out, it would be insane. It would be an incredibly fascinating story to hear from someone you know, and it would be a story that's worth telling. And it would take about 10, maybe 15 minutes if you go into a lot of details to tell this story. It just doesn't need to be a movie. So I can't recommend Zola personally, but so many people are loving this film and have been loving this film since they saw it at Sundance last year. So I say give it a shot. You might be in the majority. I'm certainly not. I think it's so well crafted on every technical aspect, but the script, the story basis just isn't there for me. The characters and everything we see in front of the camera just never interested me, never won me over. and I could care less for them. I think this is very well made. I just think they're doing something not worth making. On a craftsmanship level, I think it's an interesting watch. It shows that everyone in front and behind the camera is talented. Just, they were working with something that was completely unappealing and not worth anything as far as entertainment value is concerned. I'm giving Zola a C-. And so those are my thoughts on Zola. Unfortunately, I didn't care for it too much, but I hope if you watch it and whenever you do watch it, you love it as much as everyone else is loving. I'm just in the minority. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for many more reviews to come very soon. I'll finally be able to upload my review for Jungle Cruise this week and Old as well, and I'll be back very soon with many more, and I hope to see you in those. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.